Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and we're still looking at some of the Final Fantasy cards. There's not many left I really want to cover, so please, as a favour to me, if there's a card you want to see covered from Final Fantasy with the legend, you want me to see it turn into Commander deck, please comment down below, let me know which one you want to see. I may have already done it, so please check the playlist. But today, we're still carrying on, and we're going to look at this one today because, you know, I still like Final Fantasy VII, and Vincent Valentine was there. And for those of you who don't know, Vincent Valentine starts off as a 2 black 2/2, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. And then when Vincent attacks, you can transform it into the Galian Beast. Trample, lifelink, and when the Galian Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped, front face up. So basically, you pay for Vincent Valentine once. As long as you can get him flipped into the Galian Beast, he's just going to come back straight onto the battlefield. I see nothing wrong with this as a black legendary card to turn into a Commander deck. So here we go. Here's what today's deck really does look like. Now, what we want to do with Vincent is just have lots of ways of killing creatures that our opponents are playing, and that's what we've really got, because this is just creatures. It doesn't care about tokens, doesn't care about anything else. As long as it's got creature type and we can kill it, we're going to get the counters. So, at the beginning, we have the Invasions of Fiora. Destroy all legendary creatures or destroy all non-legendary creatures for 6 mana. And then once you actually finish the battle off, you get to turn into Marchesa, the Resolute Monarch, Menace and Death Touch. When it attacks, you get to remove all the counters from a target permanent. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt damage since your last turn, you draw a card and lose a life. That's fine, but we're very much interested in this side of it, where we can destroy all the non-legendary creatures, which means Vincent should get fairly big fairly quickly, I think. From there, we have a couple of Planeswalkers. Ob Nixilis, the Reignited is here. We can do a bit of card draw or destroy a creature for -3. If we can get the -8 off, well, we'll be good, but probably not going to last that long. It's probably going to come down as a 5-mana kill spell that might survive to draw you a couple of cards. Liliana, the Dreadhorde General, is also in as well. Zombie tokens are nice, but the -4 for each player sacrificing 2 creatures of their choice makes Vincent even bigger. And from there, we go to the creature land. Now, there's 30 creatures in the deck. Obviously, from obvious reasons, they're all black, but they all have something that helps us get rid of creatures our opponents are playing. So the Accursed Marauder, everyone gets to sacrifice a non-token creature when it hits play. The Gatekeeper with a kicker destroys target, gets a target opponent's sacrifice creature. The Slaughter Specialist is just a bit of fun. It's kind of like a semi-Vincent, I suppose. Enters, everyone gets a 1/1 white human creature token, but whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on the Slaughter Specialist. So you can build this one up like your own Vincent. A little bit slower than Vincent, but it'll still build up. Tenacious Underdogs here, just so we can do the whole blitz thing if we need to. And then we have Ariea, First of Lockvein. 3 black, you all know what it does. Black creatures enters, everyone loses 1, we gain 1, and then we get to sacrifice our black creatures to draw a card. And then we have the usual selection of sacrificing creatures. So we've got the Demon's Disciple, Fleshbag Marauder, Grave Lighter, Merciless Executioner, they're all here. We also have Plaguecrafter a little bit further down, but you know, we've got Murderous Rider in the middle to basically act as an instant and then hopefully come down and give us a little bit of life gain with a lifelink. So help with the potential life gaining side of it, we've got Tabarruk's Hope's Demise. I just wanted another smaller creature to fly in the air, and this one's pretty good if we can get the counters on it. We may have ways of doing this, but you know, our creatures can die off. We get to put counters on him. You know, we have lots of ways of killing our creatures off. You know, and Demon's Disciple actually works really well with Tabarruk's because you get the card draw as well. Although you do lose a life, so be careful. From there, Urborg Scavengers enters the battlefield or attacks. Exile a target card from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on it. And if you're exiling some of the creatures you've destroyed, you get to nick their abilities. So, yeah, like this one. From Final Fantasy World, we've got Jek, the Reluctant Guardian. Comes in, deals combat damage to a player. You may exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed. And it transforms into Braska's Final Eon. Everyone discards a card for the first 2 chapters of this saga and you draw a card. And then for the third one, each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. Thanks for that. That just makes Vincent really big with a bit of luck. Kamba the Plunderer is really nice. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain a life and create a blood token. It's got lifelink. Necrotar went a bit traditional to blow up a non-target, non-black, non-artifact creature. Likewise, Ravenor's Capicula is also in to destroy a creature of our choice when it enters. Solemn Sim to help us ramp up our swamps we're going to need for this deck. And then Author of Shadows enters the battlefield, exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. Choose a non-land card exiled this way, and then you can cast it. So, you know, that's pretty nice. Cavalier Knight just gives us a way of sacrificing another creature if we need to destroy a creature, and then when it comes back we get something mana value 3 or less back to the battlefield. Obviously we're in mono black, so Gary had to be here. Likewise, Sheldred's here in both forms. We've got the original flip one here that turns into the Saga, which you all know as True Scriptures. So, yep, happy with that. I've also gone with Blight Breath Catopelus, I think is how we say it. 4 and double black, enters target creature and opponent controls gets -X/-X to the end of the turn, where X is your devotion to black, which should be fairly high by the time you play this with a bit of luck. Dread's here just for a laugh. Again, this is a card that I like playing. You don't have to have Dread in your deck if you don't want to, but you know it does have fears. It can only be blocked by black and artifact creatures, and whenever a creature deals damage to us, we get to destroy it, which makes Vincent bigger if Vincent's in play. So that's nice. Grave Titan's Grave Titan. We're in mono black. It's going to be here. Likewise, Harvester of Souls, because we are killing off non-token creatures quite a lot. We can get some card draw on the go and keep refilling our hand. The Massacre Worm helps us take care of all the small creatures our opponents are playing and then get them to lose some life. Noxious Gearhulk gives us a way to gain some life when we destroy another creature when it enters. The other version of Sheldred's here, as I said, it was both here, so the Whispering one appears. And because I'm in black, I am playing Archon of Cruelty. Again, another card you can feel free to cut, but my mono black decks just don't feel right without it being here, so you're always going to see it when I'm doing a mono black one. Sorceries, bit of card draw with Knight's Whisper and Sign in Blood, and then we've got Board Control with Damnation and Blood Money. And again, another one of my pet cards that I'm still desperately trying to get cast on stream once. I did cast it the other day, it got countered. So I still haven't managed to nick everyone's creature cards from all the graveyards and take control of them for a turn. So I will do it at some stage, hence why it's here. But if you don't want it in the deck, feel free to cut it out. That's fine. Instants, as you can imagine, a lot of targeted removal. So we've got Cut Down, we've got Fatal Push, Cast Down, Go Through the Throat, Heartless Act, Infernal Grasp, Liliana's Triumph. I went traditional with Terror because I just like Terror. I always like this artwork. Hero's Downfall and Murder. So all 10 instants are basically let's kill a creature. So you should be able to keep everyone's commanders under control if nothing else. From there, we've got the artifacts. Elixir of Immortality to stuff everything back in when it goes pear-shaped. The boots are here to protect Vincent, along Soul Ring and Arcane Signet and Charcoal Diamond, help us ramp along with Jet Medallion. Then we've got the other Swiftfoot boots are here, the Trailblazers boots are here to make, well, Vincent basically unblockable 90% of the time in Commander. And, you know, haste and hexproof isn't the worst thing in the world as well to put on Vincent. Bontu's Monument cuts the cost of our black spells down again. Heraldic Banner pumps up all our black creatures at another +1/+0 and taps for mana. Whisper Silk Cloak hopefully goes on Vincent so he can't be blocked. Yeah. And then Nyx Lotus for the Devotion to Black to get the ramp on. The Darkness Crystal to cut the cost of our spells down again. This one's quite nice though because we are killing creatures so often. We will probably exile them and gain a couple of life, which is nice. And then we get to put a target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield, tapped under our control with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Nice thing to do at the end of the turn before your main phase. And Throne of Eldraine, we're in mono black. I've said mono deck should always have Throne in, and no exception here. Just 2 enchantments. I'm pretty much guessing you can guess what they are. The Meat Hook Massacre just helps us control all the creatures. And then Funeral Room is just here so we can do the whole drain and gain. And then eventually maybe unlock it and get all our creatures back from our graveyard to the battlefield. Now, unusually for me, I have gone a bit off topic with this one. I have gone with all the sack lands that go and fetch us, pay 1 life, go and fetch them swamp lands. So they're all here, along with Cabal Coffers, Cabal Stronghold, Command Tower, Fabled Passage, and then the only game changer in the deck, Field of the Dead, because, well, why wouldn't we? Hence why there's a lot of different lands in here. Homeward Path, Marsh Flats, Night Market. Nykthos is here to help us get that extra black mana, another one of the sack lands. Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage to make sure that Vincent can get through unblocked if we need him to do it that way. Spymaster's Fault, because who doesn't mind conniving? And then 18 Swamps, Unclaimed Territory, Urborg, and Verdant Catacombs finish off the deck. And that's it for today. That's my take on Vincent Valentine. Yeah, another one of the decks I'm looking forward to playing on stream very shortly. So, yeah, I'm very happy. I am looking forward to hearing what you want me to cover that I haven't covered yet. So, like I say, please leave a comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. I have got a few plans to look at some of the Eon stuff that's coming out already. Not Eons. What am I talking about? Edge of Eternities. I don't know where I got Eons from. Sorry. So we'll try and sneak one of them in this week. I've got one more Final Fantasy deck I want to do tomorrow. Then I might have a quick look at a couple of the Edge of Eternities cards, so we can start thinking about them. I know the set's not out yet. It's not fully spoiled, as I recalled this. So there will be kind of what's available at the moment. We'll take it from there. So they're probably going to be starting point decks, but you never know. Might come up with something good. Got one that I'm looking forward to doing. So thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button, hit the share button, leave a comment, help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another Final Fantasy one. So for now, take care, see you soon, bye bye.